students, our today's video which is mapping. So mapping is the very important concept which is we discuss about in the context of Spring Boot, or we can say the SQL, or in the sense database. So basically in the context of database, our mapping is nothing but it is a process of showing the relationship between two entities. So two entities in a SQL, it represent ultimately our tables. So whatever we are creating the tables, it just show our relationship between one table, how should be the connect with the second table. It just show the relationship in the context of Spring. When we are creating the Spring Boot applications, so mapping is also the quite important factor in that. So basically in our Java applications, when we are creating the classes, it ultimately the classes which is nothing but the our tables in that SQL. When we are going to the mapping, or we are storing the whatever the information related the particular field which is related in the our projects, we should have to store in the database. So database is also the common factor in that whatever the project you are creating. So in that, when we are creating our Java application or Spring Boot application, we have to map our objects. That means for suppose if we create a student class, and the next class which is related with the student batch, that means what the particular student which is related with the which batch. So in that we are using the mapping. So in that mapping also there are some types which is ER mapping, that means entity relationship mapping, and ORM tool also available, object relation mapping, or schema mapping, or data mapping. These are also the some types of that mapping. So basically in that ER mapping there are also the subtypes which is one to many, many to one, and we can say that many to many, and many to one. So these are also the subtypes of that AR relationship module, or we can say the mapping. So in that one to many, that means our one rows of that table, that means map our all rows which is present in that another table. So in the context of our database SQL, we are using that concept which is a foreign key. That means our second table foreign key which is also the present or link with the our primary key which is present in that first table. So there should be a connection between that in SQL. So for same as in Spring Boot application, we should also the making the relationship of that mapping. So that's why we are using some annotations, that means one to one, many to one, such like that. So using that annotations, we can map easily our data to that particularly in that our database. So basically in that field ORM is also used. So ORM is nothing but the act as a bridge between the our creation of the project, creation of that process of our Java object to the tables columns. So when we are creating in the class of in the Spring Boot, that I already told you that it is nothing but the table in SQL. So for suppose in our class we are assigning this some variables which is related our student class. For example, integer roll number, string name, or integer marks. These are three parameters we already take in that student class. So these are nothing but the column in the context of SQL. When we are getting the map between them, so it will nothing but the columns which is present in that our table student. So these are some methods which we can say that mapping is available in that Spring Boot. So that's all from my side. Thank you.